And we've just had that notice saying we're now streaming live. So we are now live out to the rest of the world, just so that you know.
Yeah, brilliant. And then if you want to have a look in the chat, which is just at the bottom bar of your Zoom screen, the festival have just put some information in there about the session and about safeguarding and other information that you might need. So yeah, if you want to have a look.
I'm feeling very relaxed with that beach in the background. I just keep watching the waves.
Yeah, feel free while we're a small group, if you do want to unmute, you can do, unless we get any crazy sound coming back, we'll reassess.
Is there anything that like I needed to know before signing up for the workshop? Do I need a background in anything, or?
No, feel free to create a background if you want one, Hannah. But
Right, let me just do this. Nobody half, I think. Go on. Everybody.
What do you think, Lauren? Should we just get started?
Yeah, and then if anyone joins us, we can just catch them up. That's a nice group that we can all get to know each other. So
yeah, lovely. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming along on a lovely Saturday afternoon to our Imaginary Communities workshop. My name is Vicky, as you can see on the screen, Vicky Story. I am one of the directors at Chol, and I'm going to be running this session along with my lovely colleague here, Lauren, and we'll both introduce ourselves as we go, and then we get to hear about you as well. But just a little bit of information about Chol. We are a theatre company that specialises in co-creating stories with children and young people, and that sometimes also involves their families and their teachers and other people that they work or play with. And we mainly use theatre and drama and performance, but we often lean into other art forms as well. We work nationally and internationally wherever possible when we're lucky enough to, but our main homes are in Sheffield and in Kirklees. So there are two kind of hotspots where we work with our communities. We work both in schools, so like educational settings, and out in communities wherever people are, so libraries, community centres, streets, parks, places where we can play with people. So today we are going to be doing a little bit of an Imaginary Communities workshop, which is one of our main programmes that we run, and a technique that we use to build imagined worlds and to bring them to life and to create characters in spaces with people. I think so. So we are going to imagine today building a brand new city together. And we were thinking that it might be a fun kind of reimagining Sheffield, because Migration Matters is here, but actually the city could be anywhere in the world, and we'll just start to play with that, or maybe not even on this planet, who knows, because every time we create an imaginary planet, it's absolutely brand new and unique to the group that turns up. So we'll see what we create today. It is a really relaxed space, so like if you need to nip off to the loo or for a cuppa or whatever you do, please feel free. We are only together for an hour, and we'll try and finish in time. Lisa's got her cuppa, that's good. I've got my water. So yeah, it is really relaxed. If you want to stop at any point and just ask a question, feel free to. We're a lovely small group, so we should be able to be able to have lots of time to talk and stop in between. Brilliant. Lauren, have I forgotten anything?
No, I think that's good. Yeah, so we are going to work through this workshop, and we're going to basically play. So we're going to take part as if we have got a young person with us there, so we're going to be playing as if we were the people that might be taking place in these workshops. So before we do though, I just wanted to sort of introduce ourselves, and maybe we have a little game to start us off, but can we also add in sort of why you decided to join in on this workshop? So maybe a little bit of background of yourself, and what was the reason why you joined in today. So maybe you could actually tell us what your name is, the general place that you're zooming in from. Don't worry, don't give us any addresses or anything. Why you're here, and also your favourite place. I've given you so much to think of now, haven't I? Sorry. Your favourite place in a city. So where's your favourite place to go in a city? Whether it is a city you live in or a city you like to visit. I'm going to write these things in the chat just so that I don't forget and we don't forget. So it's name, place, what did I say, why, and favourite city place. Okay, who would like to go first? Hannah, you're unmuted already, yeah. So I'm going to jump over to you if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm Hannah. I've just finished my master's in biology at Sheffield, and I'm starting a PhD in September. I'm born and bred in Sheffield. I'm in Fulwood at the moment. I was at the Peaks this morning. It's a really good day. I'm in a very good mood, so it's a good thing. I'm here because it sounded like quite an interesting workshop. I was intrigued how it was going to be run, and I sort of wanted to be more involved in things that are going on in the city. Because I live on the outskirts and I'm a student, and it's very easy to just either be a student or be someone that lives in this little area of Sheffield rather than the bigger part of it. But then my favourite place is, I think in any city, it's when I'm looking over the city and I see that there's people and there's buildings and that it's all there and I can see it all. But I like it out in the Peaks where you look back at Sheffield and you feel a little bit out of it. You've got peace and quiet, but it's amazing to know that everything's there if you want it. So yeah, that's me.
Perfect, brilliant, thank you. Who would like to go next? Phil?
Yes. I'm not quite on the beach. I'm Phil, and I work with young unaccompanied asylum seekers in Warwickshire. And at the moment, we're working on a project. So we have various sort of activities, art activities, music, trips out, training. But obviously, with the lockdown, it's more difficult. So I've really just got into lots of the workshops with migration matters, like, dance and storytelling. And I saw this one and I thought, Saturday, would this be good? And see what I can, really learn from it. What was the other one? I'm looking at the little notes.
Yep.
That's why. My favourite city, though I'm based in Coventry, my favourite city is Brighton, because you also have beach, fantastic buildings, people, lots of vibrance, but there's also quiet places, and yeah, it's iconic. I just love the feel of that, so I'm hoping to have fun.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Shrona or Lisa, who would like to go first? Oh yeah, I think yeah. Shrona, are you going? Can you find the unmute button?
Yeah, okay, hi, thank you. My name's Sharona. I work with 2 to 3 year olds in an early years home learning setting. We're based in S20, so on the other side of Sheffield. And so why on this workshop? I think I think imagination is something that's quite hard to actually teach children, as in concrete wise. And so I'm just on this workshop because I think for myself, I'm quite creative as well, and maybe just to pick up some tips and experience that would help me in my role with 2 to 3 year olds. And my favourite place in Sheffield, actually, I'll let my little boy say, actually, if you want to. Do you want to say your name? Say your name. Go on. No, go on, don't be rude. Scared. No, don't be scared. Just say your favourite place then. Where's your favourite place? You just said it. Go on.
My favourite place is Crystal Peaks.
Crystal Peaks, he said.
Ah, Crystal Peaks, yes.
Okay.
Fantastic, thank you. And Lisa?
I'm an actor and storyteller, and I like to play with and through stories. And so it was the storytelling aspect that really drew me to this.
Brilliant. And what's your favourite place?
My favourite place in the city is the train station, because there's always people coming and going, and I like to imagine where they're coming from and where they're going to. And you see families and people meeting each other, and you see people saying goodbye to each other. And I just think it's really, really exciting that you've got all this group of people and there's lots going on, and they've all got their own little stories to tell.
Yeah, I love people watching, creating these imaginary stories about them. It's fantastic. So I didn't introduce myself properly, and I'm not going to shy away from that. So so my name's Lauren. I am currently streaming from North Sheffield. I also just live on the outskirts, so I get to see over the city. So as Hannah was saying there, I get the best of both worlds. Why I'm here, I suppose, well, I'm leading the workshop, but it's also really great to meet other people who are wanting to be imaginative, to create stories. And as a company, we just absolutely love meeting and learning from other people as well. And I think my favourite place in Sheffield, oh, that is hard. I love the train station. I feel like I really want to steal that one. But I do love the, just outside where I am, there's a sort of big field that looks, one side of it, it's almost one of those panoramic views, looks out towards the peaks. And then the other one looks right down into the whole of the city. And then if you crane your neck, you can almost see apparently the Humber Bridge over in Hull. So I think that would have to be my favourite spot in the city. So it's technically just outside, but I'm going to go for it. Vicky, I'll pass over to you. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself as well?
Okay, yeah. So I'm in SA. I've got a great spot up in Mearsbrook Park where I think you get that view onto the city, a bit like Hannah was saying, when you can look and see everything, which is brilliant. I think I'm here because I'm facilitating the workshop, but also, again, I just love creating and making stories with people. So it's an absolute joy to be here. And my favourite place, I think for Sheffield, I'd probably go for like the amount of green spaces we have. So all the woodlandy and parks and yeah, probably I'll say woods, just because I think it's unique that we have so many woodland spaces even within the city centre-ish. It's brilliant. Okay, fab. So I think what might be useful, just hearing a bit from everybody, is if we, as we go along, we could just share a little bit about how we use this in practice in real life, because it seems like several of you have joined because you are practitioners yourself, or you're wanting to get some tips and things. So we'll keep checking in, and feel free to ask us as well, because we had no idea if it was going to be people, families turning up to play, or whether it would be professionals. So we will keep just sharing a little bit. This is a practice that we usually use in real life. It's quite embodied and it can be very physical and it's very collaborative. So it's really different us delivering the workshop like this. So we're going to make it as interactive and playful as possible, but please do feel relaxed. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, and we're not going to ask you to do anything too crazy, but we will just have a little bit of a warm-up of our bodies by exploring some of our favourite places that we've mentioned so far. So first of all, I'm going to imagine that we're up at Lauren's favourite space and we are looking out over the city. So if you can imagine that you're looking out for me and we're on top of this gorgeous panoramic view that we're looking at. So we're just going to give ourselves a big stretch as we look over the gorgeous city and maybe really peer over to see if we can see the Humber Hull Bridge over there, the Humber Bridge in the distance. Fantastic. And then I'm thinking, because Hannah's been there this morning, we could have a bit of a going up a hill in the peaks. It's going to walk up because we want to see a nice view at the top. It's going to be worth it, even though his legs are aching. We're going to get to the top. Oh, look at that beautiful, beautiful view. Okay, the train is coming in. So we'll be at the train station, loving the train station, loving people watching, but maybe we could see a bit of a train. I'm an old-fashioned train, a chug-chug train, which we don't even see coming in Sheffield train station, but I'm going to imagine that that kind of train is there in our train station today, because we can make it however we want to make it. And Crystal Peaks, I've got to agree, great little shopping centre, lovely. So I'll pick up all my heavy bags and I'm gonna go shopping, being mad this week, shopping. Everybody's got all the carrier bags and we're gonna waddle home with our carrier bags from Crystal Peaks. Good choice. Okay, we might be a little bit more loosened up and warmed up, ready to start creating our very own imaginary city. I'm going to ask Lauren to help us start coming up with some ideas for our city.
Okay, so we're going to move on to a digital version of an activity that we quite often use. So in imaginary communities, we move through 5 stages, and these are 5 very collaborative stages. As Vicky said at the start, we co-create everything with the groups that we never come in with our city ready built. We make sure everything is built from the foundation up with every single participant in the group. So to get our minds going, we start with a stage called idea generation. And we can follow this workshop up as well and send out any more information, or if we'll send out our website and email as well at the end. So if anyone has any questions they want to ask or find out any more, because I realise an hour is not very long to learn all this and get involved, especially when we're going to play as well. So I'm going to just invite everyone, if you can stand up or if you can at least move back a little bit, you've got a little bit of room. Now, usually we would be doing this in small groups. So if we were working with any of the groups, community groups that we work with, we would ask them to get into maybe groups of 4 or 5 or 6. Obviously, that's not possible just now, but we're going to try and make these things ourselves. So this would be called 10-second statues, but I'm going to call it 3-second frozen images. So I'm going to do a countdown from 3 to 1. And by the time I reach 1, you are going to create with your body a picture, a frozen image of the thing that I start off saying. So, oh, is that a cat there? Wants to join in? So the first image I'd like you to create, frozen, is a bridge. I'm going to let you just have a little think about how you might turn yourself into a bridge. And in 3, 2, 1, freeze. Nice. I like this. A lot of us have got the kind of arced shape of a bridge there. We've got the bit where we can go across. Jerome, you've got a partner you can be doing it with, which is fantastic. So you can make an even longer bridge there. Okay, and you can relax and just let yourself go a little bit. The next item or object I'm going to ask you to create is a skyscraper. So in 3, 2, 1, a skyscraper. Nice. We've got some very different tops. We've got a very square one and we've got a very open one as well. I can't see the top of Hannah's, but oh yeah, a nice square one as well. We've got a pointy one from Bill, and we've got a nice pointy one as well from Sharona down there. And I've got a roof here, so I couldn't go so high, so I'm more of a squat skyscraper. Okay, and then shake yourself out. And then finally, could you create something that you might find in a city park? So what might you find in the city park? And we might have a look at some of these. So I'm going to give you a little bit longer. I'm going to give you maybe 5 seconds from this one. And then we might have a little closer look at each person's and try and guess them. So city park in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and freeze. Okay, I'm I'm going to ask everyone to unfreeze apart from Sharona. Oh, and if everyone could unmute.
Okay, come on then. Do that. Come on.
I've managed to mute rather than unmute. So would anyone like to guess as to what object in a park. We might be there.
A slide.
Looks like a slide. Is it a slide?
Are we a slide? Are we a slide? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yay!
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Lisa, could you go and create your frozen image? And could we guess what we think Lisa could do? Is it trees there, someone say?
Yeah, it's a tree.
Like a treat. If I show you my knees, because it's a killer.
Oh wow, you're in proper like squat there. Is it a chair, a bench?
Park bench.
Park bench.
Bench.
No.
Ah, fantastic. Great. Thank you. Hannah, would you like to create your one? I'm just sort of going around. I've always got a different order than everyone else.
I'm down here.
Oh.
That's quite a long one. Is that another
Yeah.
bench?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Phil?
Oh,
A squirrel.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, great.
you like the teeth? I didn't have to do anything about it. It's just natural.
I'll do my one.
Is it a bird? Swan?
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. I was thinking duck, but yeah, we'll go for swan probably. And Vicky?
Is it a lake?
Oh yeah, is it a lake now or pond?
We've already had it twice.
You've got a bench.
Oh, under the bench. We're all wanting to sit down.
Well, do pull your chairs back and have a seat, and we'll move on to our next one, which is less body, but we're still doing a little bit of performing. I'm going to pass you back over to Vicky there.
Thank you. So yeah, we often use this kind of like just physical quick warm up. It can be really snappy, 10 seconds in a group to create, and then we very quickly hand it over to the group to decide what they're creating. So if we were creating an enchanted forest, you know, we might offer 3 ideas and then ask in groups for them to have 1 minute to come up with an idea and share it. And it's just starting to bring up ideas and for the rest of the group to accept ideas. It's all about accepting, being interested, no idea is a wrong idea kind of ethos at this stage. So we are now going to, again, adapt another game that we would usually do in real life. And I would like to, first of all, introduce a really special place that I think is in our imaginary city. And, you know, this place is so special because last time I visited, there were lots of people, lots of humans all together, being able to be together. And it was in a park and there was music playing. I couldn't find where the music was playing. It was almost like it was coming out of the trees. Everybody was sharing food and drink. It almost had a bit like a festival, really friendly vibe. And in this park, it was like a giant dome, and it was really warm and bright. And you know, even if it was sort of raining outside the dome, it was this kind of really special warm place that you could go to, and everybody could eat and drink together. So this is the place that I'm imagining that's in our city. It's probably just what I'm really craving, which is why I'm imagining it right now. But I'd like to imagine that we've just stepped into this place, and it's the first time you visited this place in our imaginary city before. So after 3, I'd just like for us to show your faces of what it's like when you first step in this dome, this kind of really warm festival dome. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, let's see your faces. Wow, amazing. Everybody seems quite either shocked or keen or excited to see this place. I wonder if there's somewhere else in our city that one of you might have just been to recently, or you'd want to share with us what it was like. Want to just unmute? It can be any.
I'll go for one. So at this stage, we're now taking the kind of everyday and we're making it just that little bit more imaginative, and we're And what we can do sometimes with this activity is just build up on it. So if somebody gave a suggestion that we've maybe already had, or something that we want to build on, we can sort of layer further ideas on. So I love that dome, Vicky. That sounded amazing. I'm going to take us to the more dangerous side of the city. And this is, it's not too dangerous, but you don't want to get caught there after dark. It is down a back alley and round behind a great big bin. And there is a circus. It's not just any circus. It's a flea circus. And I'd like you to imagine that you have just walked down the dark alley, not quite sure where you're going, not quite sure what's going to happen at the end of it. Yeah, it might be a bit chilly. There might be a little noise in the background that you've heard. And you've just gone down past this great big bin. And all of a sudden, you've seen the flea circus erupt. And I'm going to ask you to freeze your faces in 3, 2, 1. Very nice. So, sorry, Vicky, I just decided to take over and do the 3, 2, 1. Has anyone got somewhere else they'd like to see some facial expressions of a strange place or an interesting place or a magical place in our imagined city we're going to start creating?
I'd like to go to a place where they sell lots and lots of delicious, juicy food that smells amazing. It's like, oh, it just goes in and it just, oh, it makes you feel warm just smelling it. And it's actually at one of the markets, but it's not the normal market. Kind of, you have to find a little door at the back of one of the markets. I mean, I went once and I didn't know what to expect, but you know when you see a door and you just think what's behind it, and I saw somebody slip in before me and I very carefully followed them in, and as I went in and they were selling, well, it was like foods that I'd never seen before. I didn't really know what they were. Some of them were really big and colourful, and some of them were really small, and the smells and the aromas, and oh, it was just, and to be honest, it just made your mouth water just thinking about it. And because it was so friendly as well, they were like offering you tasters of things as you were going round, and it was things that I'd never seen before, and it was just like, wow, this is amazing. Do you know what? Most people don't even know it's here.
Amazing. So it's like a secret food market through a secret small door. Amazing. Maybe let's just all open that door a little notch and see if we can just peek through that door and then see or smell that food. Oh, there's nothing I love more than a food market when you're giving free food away. It's one of my favourite things in the world, to try different foods for free. Oh, okay, amazing. So far in our city, you know, we've got this dome place where you can go. We've got this dark kind of back alley with a flea circus. We've got this secret food market. What else would we want in this city? Let's maybe have another idea or two. It can be anything.
Sorry, just have to plug my laptop in. So I think every city should have a hill that you look at and you think, I'm never going to reach the top. It's too steep. Just going to slide back down it. But one day you do it. You walk right to the top of the hill and you smell the freshly cut grass and you see the daffodils because it's spring, and everything feels hopeful and happy, and you turn around and you look how far up the hill you've come. And every city should have a hill like that because it just feels so good to walk up. and that's the feeling when you turn around and you look back, that feeling of awe. That's what we should imagine.
Brilliant. I think we should definitely have this hill with this feeling of awe when you look over it. And if we can just imagine that feeling when you get to the top and you turn around and we're seeing Hannah's Hill. Maybe we can call it Hannah's Hill in our city. Amazing. Okay. Phil, is there anything that you'd like to add to our city?
I think, you know, as you walk along sort of small, like cobbled streets, you know, and it's a little bit windy and it's a little bit strange underfoot. And then you look at the side and you see the medieval buildings or small little windows, you know, like little picture windows. And you can't help but peer inside and you wonder who you know, who lives there. And you can see little statues and every little house is different. And it just winds further up. And then you go on to the sort of main drag, but like a, you know, like picture windows, you know what I mean? The little squares you want to sort of colour in and make patterns and things like that. I think we should have that kind of street.
Yeah, so we've got this gorgeous, really oldie, worldy feeling to it. You want to just go and explore and spend time and nosy through little windows.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, maybe everyone can have a little nosy, see what they can see through that window.
Yes.
Nice.
How people's lives are and what's going on, you know, in between.
Yeah. Looks like Lauren's seen something she wasn't supposed to see.
Well, there is that.
Thank you, Phil. Shrona, have you got any ideas? No, that's cool. Don't worry. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to share my screen now. And we're going to decide where these things go, because in Imaginary Communities, as Lauren said, we have 5 stages. At each stage, we have loads of different exercises that hopefully allow lots of different children and people to give their ideas in different ways. So we're always looking at trying to be what we call equal playmakers. So give lots of different languages, different tools, different methods. Some are through sound, some are through sight, some are through touch, some are through speech. And then we move on to stage 2, which is dramatic setting. So we're going to start mapping out and building our world now together. So we would usually do this by imagining the floor in our space, wherever we are, has turned into a giant map. So we are, for now, just going to look at this basic map. It looks not too exciting. It's a bit too rigid for me, actually. But at the top, there's a little button called Annotate. And I'm going to start with this. If anybody else feels adventurous that they want to draw on this map as well, please feel free. You can just go to the top and click on Annotate. And we're just going to start with the hill, Hannah's Hill. If this is a map and we've got sort of like north up here at the top, south, east and west, where do we think Hannah's Hill might go? And feel free to unmute and just chip in. Hannah, where do you think your hill would go?
On the left of the screen. Yeah, sort of looking over, and then you'd be able to watch the sun rise, set? Not sure. You'd be able to see the sun moving.
Yeah.
And track it.
Up in blue, we can't really see that very well, but Hannah's Hill is just over here on the left. Is that all right, Hannah, where I put it there?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. How about our secret food market? Where do we think our secret food market might go on our map? Lisa, do you want to tell us where you think it might go? Oh, I think you're muted, Lisa. I think I might be able to unmute you if that helps.
It's because I was trying to annotate at the same time.
Oh, sorry. I'm asking you to multitask, aren't I?
I'm doing lots of things. Look, I rubbed that out. So somewhere around about here. Can you see that?
I could before.
Yeah, is it?
All new technology.
I've got a stamp here. Is it about there?
So we've got not quite central, is it? It's sort of like down in the corner-ish. So if I put a little, oh nice, lovely. Yeah, so we've got our secret food market down here. So it's quite essential to say that it's secret. That's quite exciting. That you can kind of just stumble across it when you're in the middle of our city. Lovely. Lovin, where do you think your flea circus would go?
Ooh, I'm trying to work out. Ooh, I think it's got to be quite far away from that hill, or maybe it's in the shadow of the hill. Yeah, maybe somewhere. I'll just put a little stamp, I think, about here, see where the star is?
Yeah.
It's in the shadow of the hill, but it's also down away from the windy, well, from the main central area.
Fabulous. I wonder whether, Sharona, do you think you could decide where my festival party zone dome goes?
So where do you think, where's Vicky's festival party? Would it be near, where would it be near? Would it be near the hill, the circus, or the market, do you think?
Little more.
Oh, okay. We think probably somewhere near the market.
That sounds like a great idea. I like that. I might put it down in this corner, down near the market. So we'll do, I'll call it party zone. Somewhere else. Okay, party dome just there. Fantastic. So we've got our food market, we've got our flea circus, we've got our dome, and we've got our hill. Okay, so we've got a few places in our city.
We've got the windy.
Oh yeah, I've not got my cobbled street. Medieval. How can I forget them? Because I'm not looking at Phil on my screen. I've missed everybody. Phil, where do we put our sort of oldie worldy bit?
I think the oldie worldy bit should be round by the food, near the food market, like along here.
Nice.
Along, so it kind of leads you in. Yeah. Where are you? Oh yeah. Oh, I pressed something and it went zoom. Literally zoomed out the way.
To the side of the food market, are you thinking?
I think leading it on the left, on the, yeah, that's it. Those kind of, you know, that sort of walkway. That, yes, yeah. I think that would lead up. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we'll call this our cobbled walkway. Shall I put for now? We can change. You can imagine it might be called something different.
Medieval, oldie worldy.
I know.
Windows, everything stuck there. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So we've got a basic map. Now we would, as well as mapping the world, and we often do this through different things, like everybody sketches something that they want in the world and we place them around the floor in the space. We use fabrics a lot, so like big pieces of fabric that are different textures, different colours, different patterns, different sizes, and we invite the group to build their world and really play, so it can be quite den-makey kind of feel. We can bring in arts and crafts to help make signs and use the furniture around the space as well to really build up our world. And also, you know, we've done lots of things like collaging, modelling, you name it, we've probably done it in terms of building worlds before. So it's just a great way for us to feel really connected to the space that we've created, and everybody to feel like they've made part of it and are part of the world that's developing around us. So we've done a very quick activity to explain and share mapping, but we are now going to have a go at stage 3 of Imaginary Communities, which is introducing some characters into our place, because to create a story and to build a bit of tension, which is the stage 4, we need to have some characters. And it's really fun because in imaginary communities, we all get to have our own special, unique character that we create ourselves. So it's a little bit different to other sort of kinds of drama, world building where you're put in role. So I'm going to ask Lauren, sorry Lauren to put you on the spot a little bit, to start us off by imagining, I'll leave the map up for another minute while you think, imagining where you are on the map and having a think about who you might want to be. And you can be anybody or anything or any creature that you want in our city. And then I'm just going to stop the screen share so we can see you. And I might just, if I can, Lauren, put you as the main person on the screen. And I'm going to ask you to, firstly, tell us where you are on the map.
So I am in the cobbled streets.
I thought you might choose there. And I'm going to ask you now to freeze as a character on the cobbled streets or in the cobbled streets doing something, so we can have a quick look at you. So shall I count you down? So 3, 2, 1, freeze. Okay, I'm going to ask everybody else if you want to unmute, just to shout out some guesses of who you think Lauren might be. Or what she might be doing.
She was going to put a washing out and found out it's raining.
Oh, she was just about to put a washing out on the cobbled streets. Yeah, started to rain. Any other ideas?
Young girl begging.
Yeah, she could be somebody begging and asking for something or for money.
Yes.
Any other ideas? She could be giving somebody something, but her face doesn't.
It's more
really...
of a pleading face, isn't it? You know, a giving face. I like it. Yes, it's a very much help me. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Lauren, I'm going to ask you to just tell us a bit about who you are, and you can either come to life as your character or you can just tell us in third person who you are.
Please, sir, please help me. Oh, nobody can see me. They just seem to keep, oh, that one just walked straight through me. Excuse me, sir. Oh, no, I'm not quite sure what's happening here, but I can't get anyone's attention, and I've just kind of been stuck in the street for, well, it feels like decades.
Oh, I feel, what do we think about Lauren's character?
Ghost.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Ghost.
Oh, that might be why they can't see me.
Do you know whereabouts you are?
Well, I'm just down the road from where I used to live, but I can't get into that house anymore. No matter how much I try and open the door, it just doesn't open. And there's a strange man that walks in and out there all the time now. He's definitely not part of my family. But I'm not sure. I just feel like I've been wandering this same cobbled street forever, asking for help, and nobody's helping me.
Did somebody have a question for her?
What do you think? Is she lost?
When how old are you?
7.
Oh, so you're a little. Are you a little girl or a boy or?
I'm a little girl. Yeah.
Yes.
Little girl. Has anybody got a question for this little girl?
Do you want to ask her? Go on, say it.
Are you lost?
I think I am lost. Yeah. I'm not sure what's happened to my family, but I don't know why nobody's talking to me either.
What are you wearing?
Well, I've got these lace-up boots and this long white frilly petticoat, but it's a bit dirty. Then I've got a sort of apron overall over the top of it, and my hair is in pigtails, long pigtails.
Right, and your name is?
Matilda.
Matilda, do you know what year it is?
I'm sure it was 1829.
Oh, okay.
That's what my
I'd love-
teacher said.
Yeah, okay, Matilda, I'm going to ask you just to pause there for me, but don't worry, we will come back to you and we can see you. We got you. And I'm going to invite Lauren just to step out of role, and we'll give her a round of applause. Okay, fantastic. So we've met a character in our city. So sad that you're wandering around. What I'd like to invite everybody to do, we've only got a few minutes until we're going to wrap this up, but just to have a think about who you might want to be in our city. And as you can tell from Lauren's character, it can be quite fantastical, it can be an everyday character. If you want to make yourself part of the council or local government, it's completely up to you. But I'm going to ask you to think about where you would be on the map and who you think you would be and what you might be doing. And I'll just pop quickly the map back up if I can find it. Although I don't actually know where it's gone. No. No, I'm not going to do that because it seems to have disappeared into the Zoom ether. So imagining where you are on our map. And then I'm going to put us back onto gallery view. Sorry, we're all looking at you, Lauren. I'm going to ask everybody just to freeze, and I'm not going to ask you unless you want to do a full-on performance as Lauren did, but I would like to ask just you to tell us who you are, maybe, and what you're doing, and we might have a little guess if we've got time. So just have a little think where you are on the map, and then maybe all together we'll create just a quick frozen picture with our bodies to show who we are. I'm just thinking as I'm talking where I want to be in this world. Okay. Yeah. Everybody okay? I'm going to count into 3, 2, 1. If you don't have a solid idea, it's fine. Just freeze and we'll help you work out who you are. And I'd ask you to unmute if you can. Don't worry if you don't want to unmute and there's stuff going on. So this is stage 3. We are into characters. And 3, 2,
Should we look for something?
1.
Look for something. Should we look for something? Should we find something? Should we look for something?
I'm still on mute. So because you've already seen my character, I will take over as having a look at all these different characters to start off with. So I'm going to move over to Phil to start off with. Could everyone, you can stay in your frozen images, but if you could just glance down at the screen and just see what Phil's doing over there. Oh, you're coming to life. Does anyone have got any guesses of who Phil might be in that area over there? She looks like she's dancing, yeah.
Dancing. So where is she?
Maybe she's in the party dome.
Oh, yeah. Got a nod there. Got a bit of a dancer in the party dome there. We'll come back to each character, but just to make sure we get through everyone, I'm going to ask everyone to eyes on Lisa just now.
Lisa, where's Lisa?
Take back up your image. Ooh.
What's she doing?
Anyone want to have a guess at what Lisa might be doing?
Oh, she's fishing.
Yeah, I think she is fishing.
Where would I go fishing? Where did I go fishing?
Oh, that's the point. We haven't got it anywhere, have we?
Need to make somewhere.
Have we not got a river down by the hill?
We have got a river yet.
Yes. That's where I imagined it was.
There was already a river there.
So she's
Just made me think. Is there a waterfall in Sheffield? I've only ever been to Sheffield. What is there? Some kind of waterfall near the station? Is it near the station?
Oh yeah, there's the
just
kind of the silver things. Yeah. What is the? I'm going to ask Lisa. What is the river like that you're fishing in?
It's actually really, really lovely, and there's actually some trees down there and some green river banks, and you get lots of birds, and you can see little fish in the water sparkling in the sunshine, and it's just a really, really nice place to be. And of course, in the distance, just above you, you can see Hannah's Hill, and it's just beautiful.
Oh, of course, yeah. So that's great. So we've discovered a little bit more about the river that was there as well. Can I ask us to just focus on Sharona and let's see where we think you might be.
Ooh.
You're looking for something there.
I wonder, are you on Hannah's Hill?
Are we? Yes.
Ah.
See me? If you look down, you might be able to see me fishing. Can you see me?
Can you
Wait
see her
for her.
fishing?
Lisa fishing.
I'll
Yeah.
look up and wave down to me.
Where's down? She's down there.
Yay!
What about if you look really far over to the dome? Can you see Phil dancing in there?
Oh, can you see Phil dancing right over there? Hey.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we're building up as well. At this point, we're building up connections with each character as well and the places that they're in, so that nobody feels like they're a character completely on their own and just sort of isolated from everyone else. I'm going to move over to Hannah. Would you like to take up your frozen image and see if we can have a guess as Hannah might be? And I'm just going to invite you to come to life as your character, Hannah, and
Cooking in the food hall, cooking. Yeah.
are you doing some cooking? Oh, no, not quite.
I lack space. Hang on.
Sweeping.
I'm cleaning.
Yeah,
Cleaning.
I'm cleaning the food hall.
Ah,
People have dropped all of their empty cups and plates, and it's my job to clean it all up.
Is it a busy food hall?
It's very busy. Very busy, and it smells of all different foods that I can't eat yet because I'm working.
Do you get a chance to eat any of the food?
That's a good question.
Maybe at the end of the day, if there's any going a bit cheap.
Yeah, does anyone else have any questions?
Are you working in a team?
Today I'm by myself. My colleague had to take the day off because they weren't very well, so I've got to do the whole hall by myself. It's a long day.
I'm tired.
I'm very tired. Very, very tired, yeah.
Gosh, I think that would be a hard job, especially on your own.
Yeah.
But well done, thank you very much. Keeping our streets clean, or our food hall clean. And Vicky, I'm going to invite you to pick up
That's Vicky now.
Eating an apple in the street, in the cobble street.
Are you in the cobbled street?
But I've just realised that my picture probably doesn't really help who I am. But I'm munching on some food, but I'm actually with you, Phil. I'm in the party dome. Well, I'm actually at the door of the party dome because I'm having a bit of a munch, but I'm the person that lets people in, a bit like the door woman.
Great.
So I decide who can come in and who can't come in to the festival dome.
Ah, are you wearing uniform?
Yeah, official uniform. I've got my dungers. All ready to go. I've got a special badge, it shows people that I am the door woman that lets people in or not. I've got some really strict criteria actually, so you've done well, Phil, to get in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Who comes in or not.
Is the party done busy?
It is really busy. There's people dancing, there's people eating cake, drinking lemonade. It's absolutely going crazy in the party zone. And to be able to get in, you've got to have a really good smile. You've got to look like you're up for a good time.
Smile.
So let's see everybody smile, see if you'll get in.
Smile.
Actually, yeah, you can. Oh, poor Lauren, I don't think that smile's coming in. Yeah, smiles are looking good. You've got to say something nice as you come through the door. So you've got to, I know that you're going to say nice things to other people. Or it's a really friendly place.
And you stamping
Never
people
in person.
Yeah, little stamps. We make them every day, so they're a different pattern every day. A bit of a surprise. You can make your own stamp if you want as you come in.
In fact, Phil, is this your first time in the party dome, or have you been here before?
You can tell I'm a regular. You can tell.
Me and Phil are like that.
Every weekend, just into it. Yeah, it's wonderful, wonderful.
And anyone else? Does anyone else ever been into the party dome? Your characters ever been in? Hannah, did yours get a day off?
Yeah. We went on our works do. Our Christmas celebration was at the party dome. We all wore Santa hats.
Oh yeah.
Snake pies.
And you let them in, Vicky, with Santa
Well,
hats.
we gave her a mince pie on the door, so I think bribery helped, maybe.
Yeah.
And Lisa, what your character have you been in?
We've been in the party.
No.
No, we haven't been.
Been? I've not been. Have you been?
And you've not been either.
No.
Oh.
To be honest, I really, really want to.
Except for Christmas.
I'm just a little bit nervous about going.
Oh. I don't know then. Anyone got any tips and suggestions?
I can make her feel less nervous.
So I'm a bit worried about going because I don't think my dancing's going to be very good.
Can you do with a friend?
Do you know what? If I've got a friend, that'd be really, really nice. Are you good at dancing? Are you good at dancing?
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Should we teach me how to dance? Will you show me how to dance? Show me and I'll see if I can copy.
Wait, I want to do it.
Go on then. Go. Okay, let's should we dance. Come on then. Let's dance. Should we dance? Come on. Let's dance. Dance.
Oh, like that? Like that?
Yeah, is that?
Oh, that's really good dancing.
Yeah.
My dancing's all right.
Yeah.
What do you say, Vicky? Will you let them in?
Totally. Like, you need to just put your rod down now and get straight up to the party.
Well, I'm only going if he's going.
You going too?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Brilliant. Just can I give you all a round of applause?
Oh, yeah, should we go?
What wonderful characters. So we have only got 2 minutes left of our Imaginary Communities workshop. So you can see we've just created a really playful space today, and that's lovely. We create different kinds of spaces and different themes. I've just been doing one with the group on a Wednesday night. And we've created a futuristic world. That's been really interesting to like question what the world could be like or might be like in the future. We use it sometimes in schools to look at historical topics and different places in history and different times in history and question. So after our first 3 stages of creating a space, we can move on to stage 4 with shared starting place, which is where we find the juicy sort of like tension or conflict or what's that story going to be.
Sorry, Vicky. Stage 4 is what? Sorry.
We call it shared starting points. And it's finding the tension that's going to bring all of the characters in our world together, and it's going to really launch the drama and really launch the narrative. So we would together now work out like what's happening in our city, what's it going to be that affects all of our different characters and draws us in to really want to bring this to life and to explore it together. And again, we have loads of different strategies that we use to be able to find that tension and find that starting point. So it's not just us as facilitators deciding and then bringing it into the group. It's done collaboratively at all points. And then the final stage 5, we call it equal playmaker strategies, because we've got a long list of different strategies that we use to allow the story to be explored and the fictional world to be explored. And you can go backwards, you can look at the history of the place, you can go forwards. There's really sort of the opportunities are endless of where you can take it. If we are in school settings, we link into curriculum learning, as well as lots of different artistic practices and processes. And in spaces, we've done all sorts. We've created storybooks before. I'd invite everybody to have a look on our website. It's wearechol.co.uk. You can see some examples of the work. I think Lauren's just popping some of the links into the chat there. And yeah, have a look. There's some videos on there of imaginary communities in action with young people and some of teachers talking about it. It's been lovely creating the city today with you. I'd love to go to some of these places right now. But maybe just for the last minute or so, if anybody's got any questions or any comments, it'd be nice just to go around each person and just share a little bit of a thought or a question or anything before we go. So Phil, can I invite you first just to share a question or a reflection?
More of a reflection. I've really enjoyed it. I love things like that, and I didn't quite know what to expect, which is great. And I can see how it could work really well with the young people in our sort of, drop in. I mean, obviously various languages and things like, but you know, you could build things with clay or anything. And I'm going to link with you hopefully later, and you know, get some more info. But fantastic, and everyone joined it, and it's, yeah, loved it. And I can't wait to go dancing. So eventually, I'll be back. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Just actually, incidentally, if anyone needs to save the group chat, if you can go to the 3 little dots at the bottom. I only found this out for the first time on Wednesday. So if you pop up the group chat so that it's full, the 3 dots on the bottom right hand side where it says more, you can save the chat, and then it'll save everything that I've written down there as well.
Where does it save it to? Where does it save it to?
Mine saved to my desktop. Vicky, is that a default?
Mine's saved into my documents folder. The little folder was created called Zoom.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, thank you.
While you're on, Sharona, do you want to share a reflection?
Oh yes, no, I mean, same as Phil, it's been really good, thank you. We've enjoyed it, and my little boys enjoyed it too. So and so I can see obviously it working in all kinds of settings for all ages. And I am definitely going to use some of these strategies with my 2 3-year-olds, and it's really. And I'm just wondering as well, same as Phil, about, because obviously I'm also involved, linked with a few communities around Sheffield. So if say, and I'm sure they'll be interested in sort of wanting to collaborate with you on a project or workshop for children, usually from with EAL backgrounds, how would they do? Would they just contact you through your website?
Yeah, brilliant. We've done a few projects focusing on EAL before in schools, but we also use these workshops in libraries and in community spaces. So please do get in touch. We'd love to talk to you about it.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Do you want to say something? Say thank you. Have you enjoyed it?
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been great to have you in. Lisa, can I invite you to share or ask a question? Or
no, it's just really, really interesting too, and I've really, really enjoyed the session. Thank you very much. And it's just great to get together with different people from Sheffield and all over the place, and to play and share stories. So thank you.
Yeah, lovely. I'd love to see some of your things as well, Lisa. I know we've been in touch, so it'd be great to see some of your story making.
I'd definitely be interested in, because you're offering a longer sessions, aren't you, as well? So I'd definitely be interested in that.
Brilliant. Thanks, Lisa. It's great to see you and see your face. Hannah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. When you said that there's only 2 minutes left, it was like, what? How? Yeah, it's been really good. It's a sort of the steps seem quite like the process we take when we're designing experiments, and I quite like there's a lot of logic behind it, so it suits me. But then to have to imagine things and think, you know, to come up with ideas by myself is a challenge sometimes outside of the scientific world, so it's nice to have been sort of encouraged to do it. It's just been really good. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Hannah. It's been lovely to have your ideas. I'm glad that you did come and share them. Lauren, do you want to?
Well, it was just, I'd say it was absolutely lovely to meet every one of you. Thank you so much for throwing yourselves into it, joining in, and even with this sort of the barrier of a digital screen, I think everyone did absolutely fantastic, and feel.
Just one question. When you, how long do you take over this kind of process? Is it something that you can? I mean, obviously you can take as long as you want, but would you normally do? Could you obviously do it in a day, or is that too short? Or what kind of time? I mean, we've done a brief session today, and actually in an hour we've still got a lot done, but there's quite a small group. So what kind of?
So it's really dependent. It's really flexible. Like you say, you could do it in a day, have a real creative day of playing and finding characters and starting a journey. But often in schools, we do it over several weeks. So we might do a full week on idea generation, just starting to learn to play together and coming up with different ideas and doing different learning activities. Then we might spend a whole week doing our dramatic setting stage. And sometimes teachers make it last for a whole term, and they go on various adventures and link it into learning. So yeah, it's really flexible, but probably I think to give it a good shot, a full day would be a minimum maybe. We've done crazy workshops and in 2 hours we've got a full story and things, but it feels a little bit rushed.
Sorry.
No, it's
No, that's great. This is the time.
Yeah,
Vicky, do you want to finish anything?
Yeah, we've run over. But thank you so much, and thank you anybody also that have been watching on the different streams. I hope that you've been able to get a bit of a feel for imaginary communities as well. And if anybody else does want to get in touch or learn more, we are Chol, and we love collaborating, so we'd love to talk to anybody who's interested.
Okay,
and a big thank you to Migration Matters Festival. It's been an absolutely amazing week, and I know there's still a few more things to come this afternoon. So a big thank you to everybody at Migration Matters as well. Brill. So thanks all so much. A big round of applause. Thank you. Hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you very much. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy the sunshine.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.